There's been a lot of talk in the market today about being mentally strong. And I want to categorize this into two different categories. One is, there are mentally strong elite athletes, and this is what they look like. And then there's another category of becoming mentally strong, and I just want to focus in on that. In 2005, 2006, in 2005, 2006, the Carolina Hurricanes became Stanley Cup champions. And I was actually at Game 7 when they won here in Raleigh, North Carolina. And I took this picture, and I called it the faces of defeat. So when you don't work harder, show up earlier, stay longer, or have enough passion, this is what it looks like to be a loser. And so while the Hurricanes were raising the Stanley Cup, I just took this picture of the Edmonton Oilers, of what it looks like, and I just never wanted to get to this place in my life where I had this look, and I call this the faces of defeat. When you're going into, we'll use CrossFit as an example. When you go into the CrossFit box and you're thinking about the WOD, or you get the WOD ahead of time, the games are coming up, and they're going to be broadcasting the WOD. There's a couple of things that you can do to become mentally strong. Number one, you can live through a vicarious experience. In other words, you can look at other videos online of other people doing a toes to bar, a muscle up, a snatch, a squat clean. You can model yourself. You model, in other words, you can see them doing the exercise and put you in that picture. So you can visually see what they're doing and then put yourself in that environment. Number two, verbal persuasion. You can talk to yourself and say, I'm going to do this. I can do this. Yeah, my triple extension's not there, but I can see myself doing this. I can triple extend. On my butterfly pull-ups, I can see myself, doing 25, 30, 40 unbroken. I can talk to myself, verbal persuasion. I can talk to myself about what I'm going to do in preparation for the WOD. I can look at other athletes doing the WOD. Emotional arousal. I can see myself getting emotionally excited about doing 30 toes to bar unbroken. Like, I can start getting excited going, yes, I'm going to do that. Now, I may not have the ability to do it, but I'm getting excited about doing it. So I am modeling, I'm seeing, I'm talking, and now I'm getting some type of arousal, like I'm getting excited about doing it. So this is a physiological thing that happens to your body. What's interesting that happens here is that your muscles don't know the difference between you mentally doing it and you doing it. Now, there might be some fatigue in there, but the memory of doing it, your brain and your muscles don't know the difference. So you can do those mental reps, right? So that's another way to prepare. Talk about the physiological state, I can visualize myself getting sweaty. I can see myself getting out of breath. I can have that emotional state without actually doing it, so that when I am in that environment, now it's the second time I've been there. It's not the first time. And lastly, you can have an imaginal experience, okay? You can imagine yourself seeing, touching, smelling, like the exercise, the WOD. I mean, this sounds kind of weird, like, can I smell it? Yes, you can have smells of the box. You can put yourself in that environment. When I was playing hockey, my coach used to say, I want you to get here an hour and a half before the hockey game, and I want you to get around the rink and sit in the locker room. I want you to see yourself making the pass. You want to see yourself shooting and scoring. Visualize the back of the net, the net rippling and the puck dropping behind the net. If you can't visualize it first, then it's probably not going to happen. My biggest problem with football players today is that they get excited when they run the football into the end zone. And why does that bother me? Well, if you're doing the repetition of practicing how to score a touchdown, then why is it a surprise when you do? Shouldn't you have already been there mentally and physically 100 times? So all of a sudden it happens and you're surprised? You shouldn't be surprised. It should be, here, ref, here's the ball, and let's go do it again, because this is what we've practiced. What else are you expecting? You're so excited you didn't expect to score a touchdown? I don't get it. So anyway, imagine yourself in the experience. There's a physiological state that happens with your brain and your muscles, right? You can put yourself in the environment without being there. You can talk to yourself, have verbal persuasion, and you can have a vicarious experience. You can see yourself through other athletes doing that. Now, we haven't even set foot in the box yet. This is all pre the workout. 5 things you can do to become mentally strong so you do not have a face of defeat.